just lastly, I'll touch on this, some forms that are going to apply to you. So when you leave Canada, you're obviously going to have to file your final T1, which is due April 30 or June 15, depending on if you're a sole proprietor, partnership, that kind of thing. And this is your tax return, your normal tax return, and it's done in the final year that you are a Canadian resident, and you report your income as normal, but also the departure tax you owe. If you owe any departure tax, that needs to be paid by April 30. Even if your filing date is June 15, you will need to pay these taxes by April 30. I mentioned before the T1161, so this is where you list the reportable properties with a fair market value greater than $25,000 in aggregate, to then go into the T1243 to report any gains or losses if the property is subject to the departure tax. So you're not actually buying or selling anything. It's like a theoretical sale, right? The deemed disposition. You've also got the T1244, which is what I spoke about before, which is where you're applying for this deferral of departure tax. And then there's another form as well, but I'm not going to get into this one. This is really about, tax planning, and especially, depending on what country you're moving to, there may be situations where this may be optimal for you. And it's where you elect to report a deemed disposition of certain properties if you're including or excluding the certain property. I'll just give a brief example of one. So one may be if you want to crystallize the principal residence gains in a property when you leave, and you expect later that you're going to be selling that property, but you can't actually sell it right now for some specific reason. So you may want to crystallize all the gains, shove it under principal residence exemption, have that gone for tax, and then sell the property. And that way there's less of an issue later, as well as some other countries you may be moving to may be able to use that as the basis. So if you do sell it briefly while you're a tax resident in the other country, you may not be paying exorbitant capital gains taxes, that kind of thing. So that's that. I hope that's helpful for you. If you have any questions, or if you feel like this is super confusing, or also if there's anything in here that you'd like me to delve into in more detail, just put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks again for watching the video. And yeah, if you want any other videos on this sort of topic, let me know. Thank you.